Going about our daily lives, we all have our needs and wants, which leads us into buying the product or service to satisfy them. At these moments, we'd like to think that we're the leaders in making the decisions of what to buy, but in fact, it's more likely that external factors have made an influence on our final decisions. Before we dive into the external factors that's influencing our decisions, let's first take a look at the difference between needs and wants. A need is a consumer's desire for a product or service that's necessary for survival, whether it be functional or emotional. A want is not a necessity, but adds comfort and pleasure to the consumer's life. Therefore, what a customer wants isn't always a need. So what's classified as a need? An American psychologist, Abraham Maslow, defined that these needs are the ones that people will always aim to fulfill. He then summarized them into the hierarchy of needs, placing the basic needs at the bottom of the pyramid and the needs for growth at the top. At the bottom of the pyramid is psychological need. These consist of physical needs to survive, such as air, food, and shelter. Next up is the need for safety, which can be provided by the law. It also includes factors like the freedom from fear. The middle tier is social need, such as family, friends, and relationships. Need for esteem refers to the fulfillment with achievements, independence, dominance, self-respect, etc. And finally, at the very top is the need for growth, also known as self-actualization, where the person realizes their personal potential and recognizes self-fulfillment. According to Maslow, a person cannot fulfill the need for self-actualization without having fulfilled the needs lower down in the pyramid. By understanding this theory, business runners can produce products and provide services that fulfill the consumer's needs. Since these are things that consumers require, consumers would be the ones leading the market outlook in this case. The business runners must follow these trends for their businesses to succeed. Another phenomenon supporting the argument that consumers are the ones leading the business runners is customer retention. This is where people would rather buy something they choose for themselves rather than something that's handed to them. For example, when a salesperson is trying to convince a consumer to buy their item, consumers often feel like they're being bossed around. This is good evidence suggesting that consumers would much rather be the leader in the buyer-seller relationship. However, we can also argue that marketers can have an influence on the customer's buying decisions. Customers always go through a 5-step decision-making process before buying something. These 5 steps are the moments where marketers and salespeople can make a difference to the final purchasing decision. The first decision-making step is recognizing the need. This involves the concept of consumer motivation, which is the internal drive consumers experience to fulfill their conscious and unconscious needs. Nevertheless, marketers have the power to make people believe that their want is actually a need, something that's necessary and vital. They do this through different marketing strategies that often involves advertising. An example of a commonly used strategy is celebrity endorsement. This is used mostly in products that target a big proportion of the market. It consists of associating a celebrity to a brand or a product and creating an image consumers can easily refer to. Celebrities are often incorporated as they have the ability to influence people's purchasing decisions. Most consumers are usually not in a purchasing situation when they are exposed to brand messages. However, the use of celebrity endorsement can lead them to choose a specific brand when they will buy a need in the future. Celebrity endorsement can also eventually make consumers buy something they don't actually need, only because they want to relate to the celebrity. Therefore, marketers can exploit the influence that celebrities have over people, as some people consider them to be their role models. The second step is searching for information on a specific product or service. In this process, the marketer's role is to provide as much information as possible on the product to help the consumers make their final decision. Therefore, sometimes it's possible for the salespeople to lead the customer away from their original purchasing decision. The third step is the evaluation of alternatives. This varies from consumer to consumer as people give different values to the same factor. In this process, consumers take into account factors such as the amount of risk, the price, the quality, etc. Marketers have no role in this step and cannot influence the customer's decisions. The fourth step is the actual purchase, where consumers make the final decision on whether they're going to buy something or not. The only thing marketers can do in this process is to simplify purchasing in order to attract buyers. They have to provide basic information about their products using labels, advertising, personal selling, and public relations. They can also use product sampling, coupons, and rebates. The final step is the post-purchasing behavior, which consists in the consumer's feelings after the purchase. Consumers can decide to share their feelings to their surroundings, which will affect other people's decision-making process in the future. In conclusion, even if we as the customers like to believe that we are the sole leaders of our own decisions, unfortunately we are only partly so. Thanks to the different marketing strategies, marketers and salespeople have the ability to influence our eventual purchasing decisions. So next time when you go and buy something, ask yourself this: